It kind of happened out of the blue for me. I was having all these allergic reactions and my throat would swell up. I'd be in the ER. I don't know. I probably went 5 times for a handful of different reasons, like racing heart that I couldn't control. I didn't know what was wrong with me. It was really, really, really scary. I thought like I had heart problems. I just didn't know what was going on. And then I got an infection. Everything like went downhill really quickly. The day that my daughter, she's 6, and she was like, is mommy ever going to get better? Like, is she ever, just the way they talked about me, I was like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I can't. I'm like I'm in a nightmare right now. I couldn't get out of bed at all. I couldn't wake up to make breakfast for my kids anymore. I was homeschooling at the time and had to stop and put them in public school. I was trying to figure everything out on my own, which was super stressful. I went to my regular doctor. She thought I had thyroid problems and that I had adrenal insufficiency. And that's why I
Mm,
didn't have any energy. I didn't want to go to the medical route because I felt like that was part of the problem I was taking antibiotics, like, for everything, and every
mm.
time I would take an antibiotic, I would get sicker. I knew that I was. I was always leaning towards the naturopath way, but had no idea in what direction to go to. It was super scary. My husband, nobody knew what to do. Like, my kids were just, like, yeah, my mom just lays in bed all day. So my girlfriend helped me out and she was like, I know of a functional medicine doctor. I didn't even know what functional medicine was. And she recommended Dr. Jaban. And she was like, but he's super hard to get into. And I don't know if you're going to be able to get into him. And I'm like, well, I am. I'm going to have to. I had to wait just a couple months. And then we started I was a little bit hesitant because I had tried so many naturopath doctors. They helped me like a little bit, right? And I would get a little bit better, but then I would kind of revert. I just wanted to be normal again. I remember just having all these questions and bombarding him with question after question. He was probably like, oh my God. He really gets
Yeah.
to the bottom of it. He got to the source. Like, nobody had told me that I had high levels of BPA, all these different like strep and all these
Yeah.
issues in my blood, right? I was deficient in B12 and all these things, which you don't even think about. But he found the source. I started to just supplement with just minerals that I didn't have. And I got better just even from that. Something
Wow.
so as simple as like knowing what your body needs to help itself.
Right.
The previous doctors that I had gone to, a lot of them were just like throwing medication at me. But I know that there's a different route than just being like,
Sure.
putting a band-aid on it. I just knew instinctively. And then my girlfriend was like, no, 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 you cannot go that route. You're just going to get worse and worse. Like you've been, you know.
Right.
I couldn't even walk down the street. Like, no joke. It was kind of ridiculous. Like, I would just go down my driveway and that would be enough for the day. That's how bad I was. And when I told Dr. Jabin that, he like didn't even blink. He was like, "Yep, yep, no, you're gonna be able to not only just walk around the block, but run miles if you need to." I'm like, "Oh my God, this guy's crazy." I've been trying to walk down the block for 2 years now. So if he thinks he can do this in 8 months, like, he's crazy. But here I am, and I'm doing
Yeah.
HIIT, which is like half an hour of crazy intense cardio, and I'm
Yes.
just fine. I'm doing great. I'm like homeschooling my kids again and getting up early in the morning with tons of energy, and I have no issues like putting on weight. I honestly, he changed, like, it changed my life. Dr.
Wow.
Jabin did. My life had taken a turn in the worst way that I've ever had in my life. So I couldn't trust anybody. When Dr. Jabin and I started talking, he is different than most naturopaths because he's so calm. Like, when you talk to him, he just knows, here's the protocol. I know this is going to work. I feel like he knows the body and has studied so much more than any. And the crazy thing is, I feel like he's pretty young, but he's more scientific in his approach. The fact that he's even testing your blood and getting to the root of it that way, I really
Yeah.
don't know how he does it. I feel like he just has a knack for it. He's absolutely changed my life, and I would pay any amount of money to do what he did. Honestly, I want to help people. I would recommend him and you and the whole team because I trust him. It's incredible. I'm recommending him to everybody that I talk to.